Hello Libra, what's going on? Welcome to TESA's Tarot. This is my YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm glad you was able to find something useful in my first two phases of tarot readings, and as you notice, I am in a different location this time. If you are new to my channel, my name is Tessa. I do spiritual guidance readings. I just focus on what the cards are saying in front of me in regards to your own things that, the energies that are currently within you and things that you are going through at the moment. I typically, my station location is Chicago, but I'm in Vegas right now. So I'm visiting my grandmother. I'm in Vegas. I'm on her patio hanging out because it's so gorgeous outside, and there's a really nice breeze going, so it's not too hot. So I'm doing my readings outside. Yeah, let's see. What can I say about this reading? So this was kind of like supposed to be a mid-June reading, so like June 15th until the end of the month, but I was not able to get these readings out by June 15th because I actually flew out of Chicago on June 15th and I had to get my apartment together before that, so I didn't have time. But I'm doing it now, and I'm actually going to kind of declare this like the summer solstice, solar eclipse reading up until the end of the month. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the solar eclipse that's going to happen on June 20th in Cancer, you can definitely watch the video I posted down below in the bio or in the about section, and I'm sorry, the description section, and I found this video to be the most comprehensive, the most thorough, the most interesting, very clear. She talks very clearly about what the specific solar eclipse is going to mean, what it represents in regards to like energy. I'm not going to get too much into this video because I'm just going to focus on your reading, but I definitely recommend checking that out if you are interested. And I am going to have videos for July of 2020 coming soon as well, so stay tuned for that. But this is going to be from June 20th, okay, and it's going to focus on the summer solstice and the solar eclipse energies. All right. Also, I did already pre-shuffle and pre-meditate on the deck, so the cards are ready to go, and I'm just going to pull them out one by one. Typically I lay the whole spread out in front of me before I get started, and I'm able to see the final outcome. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to go one card at a time, and then we're going to see at the end kind of like how it all ties together, and I'm just going to focus on each card and tell you what's going on. Alright, so I'm just going to get a little comfy here. I'm always like moving around my position. Okay, so Libra, we're going to get started with your underlying energy. Okay, so your underlying energy, we have the Three of Pentacles. So Three of Pentacles, this is Mars in Capricorn. So for your underlying energy, you're working together with other people, or you're in this sort of energy where you have people around you, okay, and you're kind of like focused on your immediate surroundings. You're focused on a project, okay. There's a particular project that you're working on, and you're very much focused on that. And it's really interesting because right now Mars is in Aries, so it's in its home sign, its home zodiac sign, and that's going to happen until the beginning of 2021. So everybody's really feeling this Mars energy in a different way. So you're really like focusing on a project. You are kind of like in the depths of like working on something with other people, whether it be at work or a new project that you're just starting. So this is kind of like the energy that you're in right now. Okay, your motivation at this point in time, you have the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is Jupiter in Leo, and this is very, this is like victorious kind of energy. This is a leadership energy. This is an energy of kind of like being able to step in that position of leadership to the point to where people are inspired by you, and people are wanting to, you know, kind of support you and be by your side, and they see your value and your worth and your inspiration, and they are inspired by you, and they kind of like you're kind of in this position of like natural born leader. So you're being motivated with the project that you're working on. You're being motivated to be kind of like become this person, to kind of like step into this power of influence and step into a power of really kind of like inhabiting that that energy of kind of like victory, like yeah, like I've worked really hard to come to this point, and you know people are looking up to you. Okay, so this is your motivation. For what you're feeling a little discouraged by and disheartened by, you have the High Priestess, and this is a major arcana card. The High Priestess is representative of the moon, and in astrology, the moon is known as a planet. Okay, so the planet, so the moon. So I think that you're kind of like you're so much in this energy of focusing on this project that you're not really I feel like you're kind of like pushing your intuition down because you're so focused on these other things, these other endeavors, and you're so focused on where you want to be and where you're going. You're kind of like pushing your intuition down. Okay, you're kind of like ignoring it, and you're kind of, you know, you're not really wanting to really look at your intuition and what your underlying feelings are telling you, what the things that are going on in the back of your mind, you know, the things that are kind of like pulling at you from your soul. You're really not wanting to face that at this point in time. You're not wanting to look at that because you're so focused on these other things going on, and because you have people in your surroundings that you're also very much focused on because they are part of this project, or they are part of this world that you are trying to create and this future that you're trying to create. For surrounding energy, you have the Knight of Pentacles. This is a Virgo card. The Knights are have the underlying energy of fire, so they're very much guided by fire on top of the element of their suit. So this is going to be fire and earth. Okay, so in your surrounding energy, you probably have somebody in your life, or you have people in your life who are trying to give you guidance financially. Okay, they're trying to kind of like tell you the best way to move forward with this new idea, with this project, with this thing that you're working on. And they're trying to kind of like help you establish your finances, and they're kind of trying to give you guidance. Okay, they're trying to kind of like mentor you in your finances at this point in time. So that's what I see in your surrounding energy, and I do kind of see this as, it doesn't necessarily have to be a particular person, but maybe like multiple people just kind of giving you their own bits of advice and giving you their own piece of insight about how to navigate the situation. So I kind of see it as that, as kind of, because you have so many different people around you at this point in time, I do kind of see it as different people kind of giving you insight and just kind of giving you their opinion and their advice on how to move forward with your finances. Okay, in your advice position, you have the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords is another, it's another Mars card, but this is Mars in Gemini. So this kind of talks about old anxieties, old worries, or things that you are kind of getting tied up in emotionally and mentally. Maybe, you know, there's a part of you that's having a hard time sleeping at night, or you're like overthinking something. You're overthinking a lot of different things, and it could be like some scars or wounds from the past. Like there are these knives that are tattooed on this woman's arm, and she's laying on her pillow and she's wide awake, and she's looking at these crows, and she's looking at like this mom who's like crying over the death of her baby lamb. And you're just kind of like, you know, it's a card that kind of shows almost like an obsession over a certain thought or over a certain feeling or things that you're kind of feeling. And this could definitely be tied to this High Priestess energy, in terms of like things that you might be trying to push down, things that you might be trying to like not face, but they might be trying to come to the surface anyway. So with this in your advice position, I feel like the universe is saying that you should just let go. Like you should just let these feelings come to the surface, because you might actually see something in that that's gonna be very helpful to you. It's gonna be very helpful to like your soul and the process of healing, maybe like some past trauma or some past issues that you are feeling and might be dealing with, but you're not like wanting to deal with them, or you're trying to kind of repress them or push them down. The universe, I feel, is telling you to kind of like allow those, not to not to have it so much in your head, because the more that you think about it, the more it's going to cause anxiety and distress. The more you try to push it away, it's going to keep coming back. So I feel like there are some things that you need to just kind of look at. You need to just kind of like feel them out. Okay, I feel it more as like this inner knowing, you know, and this like feeling, and you need to just kind of like feel out your thoughts. Not think about your thoughts, but kind of like feel them out and let your intuition guide you. Allow your intuition to show you. Actually, yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Allow your intuition. Don't push your intuition away. Allow it to show you what it needs to show you, because it's going to help clear things out. It's going to help like clear out whatever worries or anxieties you're having. It's going to help kind of like clear things out and bring things to the surface, so you have a fuller sense of understanding of what's going on within you. Within you. The best way to move forward from your worries, you have the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands, this is Saturn in Leo, and it does talk about conflict. Five of Wands is very much about opposing viewpoints, people who are not seeing eye to eye. And with the planet Saturn, Saturn is very much about government. It's about institutions. It's about the society, social status, the way that we live. So, I'm getting the sense that maybe you're trying to figure out how to, maybe you have your own opinion on things, or you have your own views on things, and you're afraid that if you speak your opinion and your views, it's going to cause conflict. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Because this thing that's kind of going on inside of you that you're trying to ignore or push away, it is kind of trying to grab your attention. It is trying to grab your attention, and I think that you're afraid that you're going to cause conflict, or I think you're afraid if you speak your mind, it's going to create conflict. So I feel like in this particular moment in time, the best way to move forward without worry is like you just need to acknowledge, acknowledge the truth of how you're feeling. Acknowledge your intuition. Okay, you need to face what your intuition is trying to tell you, because the High Priestess, she's very, very wise, and she comes and she's there to help you. She's there to kind of help you see, like, seek deeper knowledge and to see the truth in things, and she's there to show you. And she doesn't do it if you're not ready. Like, she comes when, she's kind of like knocking at your door. She comes to show you something. Okay? She wants to show you something that's going to create like a deeper understanding of not who you are, but who you're surrounded by. Okay, who you're surrounded by. So this is how I feel like this is going to help you move forward from your worries. You'll be more aware. If you let that intuitive side of you blossom from within, you'll be more aware. Okay, you'll be more aware of the people who are around you. You'll be more aware of what they're being driven by, their opinions, and you'll be aware of it. And if you can work on that intuition, you don't have to get into conflict. You just become aware. You just know. And once you know, once you let your intuition tell you, it'll be easier to navigate the situation. Okay, we might come back to that. Okay, so the best way to move forward in a positive light, you have the Ten of Wands. This is another Saturn card, and this is Saturn in Sagittarius. And the Ten of Wands is about an ending. Okay, this man is very burdened by all these wands that he's holding. He can't see the path in front of him. So I feel like having all this within you, it is kind of a burden on you. I feel like you're carrying burdens. So but with this being the 10, this declares the end, the ending. And the way I also see this card, very similar to the way I see the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Wands, I see it as an opportunity to see the light. You have an opportunity to see the path in front of you, okay? You have an opportunity to really look at the path in front of you. But somehow you need to break, you have to like break free from these things that are, I kind of, to be honest with you, okay, this is what I'm seeing these wands right here that you're holding on to as these people that are in your surroundings that perhaps see things, are like in conflict with each other or see things differently. And I feel like you're kind of holding on to all of these different viewpoints. It's like you're holding on to all these different perspectives and views that are surrounding you, and you're kind of holding on to all of it, and you're not really saying anything, or you're not saying your truth. And that's how I see as far as these, because you have your project, you have the thing that you're working on, and that is the thing that's making you happy. It's all this other stuff that's going on around you that is like burdening you and kind of hindering you from seeing your path. So you have the opportunity to push through this. You can push through this. But you have to get in touch with your intuition. You have to push through it, and you have to see things for what they really are. You just have to acknowledge the truth. You have to acknowledge the truth in these opposing, in these conflicts, in these like opposing viewpoints. You need to just see it for what it is. And if you can accept, I feel like this is about acceptance. And if you can accept that, you can start to see your path. You'll start to see your path again. Because once you accept, you can just drop it. You can just drop it. And you can see the path in front of you again. Because this guy, he can't see where he's going. For your final outcome, you have the Strength card. This is a Leo energy. Yeah, it takes strength and courage to do that. Okay, it takes inner strength. It takes like a sense of becoming calm within yourself. It takes a sense of like becoming. It's like a quiet strength, and it's an inner. It's a knowing, and it's being able to push through. And I see here that you end up pushing, you end up figuring it out, and you end up pushing through, and you end up dropping the things that these things that you need to drop so you can focus on what you need to focus on, like your project, like claiming your victory. Okay. Yeah. Being able to navigate these situations that are happening, just trust that your intuition is going to help you. Trust that it's going to show you the way. And you're going to find the strength, and you'll be able to do it. And you'll be able to just like see that path in front of you and kind of like not even really allow these things to keep you back. These energies, these like conflicting energies around you, to hold it back. You just have to trust. You have to trust your inner high priestess, your intuition. Okay? And you're gonna have the strength to move forward. All right, Libra. That's what I have for you. Stay tuned for July 2020 readings. Okay. Hope this helped. Have a good day.